So, welcome back to my channel. I don't know if this is going to go up, but I thought I'd just talk to the camera for a minute, see if what I'm going to be saying is eloquent or not. I think it's an interesting discussion point that maybe some people might want to comment on this. Going to see films with someone that's not likely to like it, and the experience of sitting next to someone who you know isn't enjoying the film, but you're enjoying the film. It's an interesting dynamic. It happens to me a lot because I like to go to see the film with my wife. I like to go to cinema with my wife. I like going to the cinema. I love going to the cinema. I love going to the cinema. Really love going to the cinema. And I like seeing films with my wife. If she loves it, it makes my day. And if she doesn't like it, then it's a nice discussion point. And it's happened a few times because our taste varies a little bit. She does like science fiction, but she doesn't always like everything that we see. And I tend to like most of what I see, to be fair. It's very unusual for me to not like a film. And we just watched Dune 2. And I knew, I don't know, 20 minutes in, that I just knew from an expression on her face she wasn't enjoying it. And I thought, when they were riding the sandworms, I thought I'd just make a little comment to her, just sort of share it with her. And I said, "Oh, it's like How to Train Your Dragon," little joke. And she said, "No, it's not." I was like her saying that she enjoyed How to Train Your Dragon, and I thought it was quite funny. I was like, all right. But yeah, it's an interesting dynamic because now if I compare that to a few weeks ago, I saw Dave Made a Maze with my musical partner Richie, who, by the way, is obsessed with Dune. So I think he probably did like Dune 2, and I might end up going to see the third one with Richie. But anyway, when I saw Dave Made a Maze, the experience was absolutely impacted by Richie next to me, absolutely pissing himself laughing all the way through the film. And whenever the really weird stuff happened, rather than me going, "What?" I'd look over to my right and he's going, and I'm like going, "Yeah." And I'm kind of encouraged to laugh because he was enjoying it. And same as if you're in a cinema and there's a horror film and the whole place gasps or jumps or shrieks, then that creates that really interesting atmosphere. So it's an interesting thing, isn't it? Who you see a film with really does directly affect your experience. I did really like Dune 2, by the way, so it didn't spoil my enjoyment knowing that the person sitting next to me wasn't enjoying it. But I think it made me look at it with a critical eye as I was watching it as well, thinking, "Oh, does she like this bit? Does she like that bit? Why did she like this bit?" So it was interesting from that point of view. There was an extra layer of what I was watching. I will say, by the way, I'm not going to do a full review, but I will say that it definitely engaged my head more than it engaged my heart. I didn't feel a lot. It didn't move me. And I don't know if that's the way Denis Villeneuve directs or if it's just a fluke, because if I think about the other films I've seen with him, it could be that he's one of those directors that isn't so great at making you feel, but is an amazing visual artist and great at telling a story, because the visuals in Dune 2 are insane and it's an incredible cast. But if I think about it, I didn't find that coldness in the first one, and it's probably because Oscar Isaacs is so good at connecting with you, and I think Josh Brolin had more to do, and I think you connect with him a little bit in the first one as well. So I don't know because Timothée Chalamet did a great job as Paul, so Atreides. That was a great role. Although I think I did get moved a little bit by Zendaya's character, so I don't know. But anyway, for me, it's a great film, but it's not one of my favourite films, and it didn't move me in a way that some directors might have been able to manage to do that as well. But it told a great story and it looked incredible. So yeah, that's definitely an interesting thing about it. But yeah, what do you think about experiences where you've seen a film with someone, either that absolutely loved it and enhanced your experience, or you knew they were hating it and it kind of affected your experience of watching it? It'd be interesting to know. Again, it didn't spoil the film for me, and I don't think I've ever had an experience where I've not liked something because of who was with me. But it's an interesting dynamic. It's different from just watching next to someone who's loving it. because I think you can have your enjoyment enhanced and increased by someone that you know is loving it at the same time. Tell me what you think. Thanks a lot, everybody. Stay curious.